Hey, beautiful people. Happy Soulful Sunday. I don't even know if I can use that. I know that Oprah uses that, so I hope I'm not getting into any trouble, but maybe we'll have to call it something else on Sunday. Happy Soul Filled Sunday. Maybe it's that instead of soulful. Anyway, I hope you had a great day so far and that you've had nothing but reasons to smile. And if you haven't, I'll give you the same guarantee that by the time this recording is over, you'll have something to laugh at, whether it's me, something I said, or something I didn't mean to say. It usually happens. So my Cowboys lost today. I'm sure that you guys seen that. You guys know that I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so ouch. Yeah, that's pretty much how that was. But it is really fun. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Angela. It is really fun being a Cowboys fan because when we win to the point where people go, man, they shouldn't even got that win. And believe it or not, as much as that can seem like an insult, it's actually like for me going, yeah, I know, you never know what to expect with us, right? So it's fun being a Cowboys fan. Been there a long time and I enjoy it. No, I won't be changing anytime soon. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Freddie. So today is a really interesting topic. It's going to be about what I think is one of the most sensitive topics in the world, and it's love. And it's obviously I can't get through that in one recording, but this particular piece on love is about relationships and on insights about relationships. I had somebody inbox me and ask me, Amy, how do I'm so, done with going through the same types of relationships, and you're always talking about energy and you're always talking about how it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I want to give a few tips today that I have found that help people in this situation. But first, hi, Crystal. Hi, Lynn. Let's go over I like to go over some quotes. So here we go. Your mistakes don't define you. That's something we all need to learn. Seriously. Like, okay, whoops. All right, come on, let's go. Keep going. Next one, stars can't shine without darkness. You got to know that. And you can't see some of those moments like we talked about valleys yesterday. You can't see some of that as, oh, your life is wrong or doomed or whatever. So you can't see the stars without the darkness. So let it shine, baby. All right. The other one is don't look back. You're not headed that way. A lot of times backwards is comfortable because we know it. Hi, Robin. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Michael. Happy New Year. So a lot of times we go backwards because it's comfortable. We know it. Even if it's a sad song, even if it's something we truly don't like, we still think that it's comfortable. We still think that it's the way because we've been there for so long. That old chair you never want to throw out because it has all the right dips and all the right areas. And so you want to keep that old chair, but little do you know that old chair is keeping you from having a good back. But you love that chair, so you just keep on sitting in it. So don't look back. You're not headed that way. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Isn't that the truth? You hear so many people say, well, if I had to do it over again, or if I could go back, or if, so don't be in that situation. I encourage you in 2021 to go ahead and allow yourself those things that you've wanted to do and wanted to try. If there's something that we've learned from this, hi Pamela, hi Jeff. If there's something that we've learned from this, hi Tyrone. It's something that nothing's guaranteed, and there's no thing that doesn't have the possibility of falling apart, and that when you love, you should love hard because no day is guaranteed, and that somebody else's judgment of you is definitely not what defines you. So in the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Last but not least for tonight, one small crack does not mean that you are broken. It means that you were put to the test and it didn't fall apart. I'll read that one more time because that was kind of choppy. One small crack does not mean that you are broken. It means that you were put to the test and you did not fall apart. I agree with that. Actually, there is a really expensive dish and it starts with a K, and I'll have to look that up if you really want to know. And what they do is when a glass breaks or a vase breaks, and I want to say it's like in China or Korea or somewhere like that, they fill it with gold. And so the vase after it's broken is actually more valuable than before it was broken. And I think we need to look at ourselves like that too. Like, hey, there's things in life that happen to us, but after that break, after that thing happened to me, I was actually able to come back in a stronger, more valuable, more wise form than I was before I took that break. So you fall, you bump, you crack, that's all right. Fill yourself with better, and we're going to get into that. Is it China, Robin? Yes, and it starts with a K, and I actually have the picture of it in my phone. Pamela, yes, I am trying. Hi, Mia. I don't know if it's Mia or Maya. I don't want to get that wrong. And hi, Mark Hill, more. So one of the things is Yes, I'm gonna try to be here at 6. This was my 30-day challenge, to be here at 6 for 30 days. I don't know that 6 will always be the slot, because there's some really big things that are going to be happening, and 6 p.m. is the prime time for some of those things. So I will be here. For now, yes, am going to do 6. It may stay 6. I don't know. It just depends on some of these things that I'm going to be getting into and what time they take me from. Because I like to be consistent for you. I did give you my word that I would be here for 30 days strong. I will be here, and that's that. Inbox me if you want me, if you have a topic, because like I said, I was inboxed about relationships and ups and downs, and so I wanted to give a piece on that tonight. And hi there. Good. I'm glad I got something right tonight already. Look at me go. And then the other thing is, last but not least, if you do want to go live with me in this next month, I will be taking topics. Hey, Rollo. And if you would like to come on and talk about topics, that's fine. I'm not looking for debate partners. I'm just looking for some people to tell me about their life experiences, and we go from there. Also, I have 40 calendars left, so make sure that you get with me and inbox me if that is something that you want, and I can tell you how the order goes. So I have 40 left, and I have over 3,000 people who claim that they're my friends. I'm not sure why I have 40 calendars left, people. I should not have any calendars left. But so make sure that you inbox me for the 2021 calendar. You're going to need a calendar from somewhere. Why not get someone or somebody who's trying to give a lot of love, hope, and courage into the world. All right, so here we go. Topic on love and relationships. Are you ready? And of course, I'm not going to be able to get this in one session, and I don't want to make it a week session. So just going to touch on it and let it go. I'm going to give you different topics for 30 days. And then, like I said, if you have a specific topic, then boom, we can go from there. 1. Okay, you might need a pen and paper. You got a pen and paper or a scratch pad or something, because you're going to say you're going to remember this, but you're not, because that's what we do. I do that all the time. Oh, I'm going to remember that because this rhymes with this, and I'll remember, and you don't. Pen and paper. Pen and paper, pen and paper, pen and paper, really quick. These are the 3 things you need to know before you even, I will say this, disclosure. This is my advice based off evidence that I have seen, research that I have done, a life that I have lived, and people that I have helped. This is not something that I'm saying that will be the answer to everything in your life, nor do I claim to be any type of supernatural person giving you supernatural advice. So I also have, hi James, I also have focused this on a mature audience, meaning that I'm not giving this advice to a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. This is me looking at somebody who has maybe already been through a relationship, maybe even children, and possible marriage or 2. So this can go for anybody, but I'm anticipating that there's already been some life that's went on for this type of advice. Hi, Dennis. So here we go. These are the 3 things you should know before you should even consider getting into a relationship. You should have answers for these 3 questions. 1, what is love to you? What is love? What is it? Don't just give me a scripture. Don't just come with some. No, what is love to you? What does it mean? What is love? Give me the whole total sum of what love is to you. You should have, 10 things that explain love. If you're like, if it feels good, it's love. Okay, that might be where you're having some problems. The second thing, what does loving someone intimately mean to you? So the first question is, what is love? The second question is, what is love with someone? What is it to love somebody intimately? Hi, Rodney. What is it? What is intimacy in love? What is that? What's the difference between love, like, you love your brother Don, or you love your Aunt Sheila, or you love your son, but now what is love intimately? What is it with a partner? What does that mean to you? What does it look like? What is it supposed to have in it? The third thing is, you should know what you're truly ready and willing to give a person. Okay, so now you know what love means to you. Now you know what intimacy love means, like with partnerships or situationships or relationships or marriage or whatever. What is intimate love? And the third thing is, what are you honestly ready to give? Like, what is really on the other line, on the end of your line of love? When you go and throw out your poll and you have your love language on the end of it, what is it saying? What are you really ready for? Are you really ready for a relationship, or you just want somebody who's committed to your situationship? You might need to write that down, because that's really, really big. And so you need to know, like, am I really ready for a relationship? And if you don't know what you want from a relationship, then that's the first problem, because you're just taking anything that sticks. That's the first problem. We're going to get into that. Okay, so the first thing is you look at the history of marriage, right? What is marriage? Okay, like, where did it come from? What is marriage? Well, at the Council of Trent in 1563 was the first actual thing that was written. And then you have, and why was marriage even, what was the deal with marriage? It was an alliance of families. So basically, if your family had sheep and my family had silver or whatever, then if our people got married, then now we have ability to have these things, right? We have more of it. We're able to trade better. It's an alliance. And the other thing is then it came to a covenant, a commitment before God and before man. So now you have a witness ceremony of people coming together and saying their vows before God and before man. So now your religion has started to get into this. And then also for practical reasons. If you had a husband that was working out in the fields all day and all night, and there was no electricity because the electricity wasn't around, then your wife made something during the daylight hours, or she tended to the kids because there was no school, so everything was done at home. It was it was basically practical reasons. Now, however, marriage and partnerships and relationships, it's based on more romance and choice, right? Romance wasn't really in the picture when it was arranged or for alliances or survival. It was more like, okay, this works, let's do this. Now it's at a point where it's like, okay, hi Barbara. Now it's at a point where there's romance. So then it gets confusing because now romance is feelings. Now it's, okay, well now I got these confusing feelings. And so, I like when it's the honeymoon phase and everything is grand. And then now we have choice. We have a bunch of independent people now versus what we didn't have before. Women didn't used to be employed, and now we have employed women and employed men. So people are a little more independent. They take a little longer to make their choices. Here's an interesting statistic. Some of you probably think that the divorce rate in 2019 was higher than it's been in I don't know how long. Actually, it was the lowest that it's been in 50 years. Interesting. I don't know. I could say that maybe it's because people are taking their time now and they don't feel like they're obligated to a marriage, or maybe there's less marriages. I can't give you all that statistic. I just know that for every 1,000 marriages, 14.9% ended in a divorce. And that is according to the Institute for Family Studies. So here's the sad news, and here's where we get into it. It's funny because I see some people falling off. Not a lot of people want to hear truths about themselves, right? So each number of marriages that went up, they also went up in percentage of divorces. So the first marriage, 40% of them end up in divorce. The second marriage, 60% of them end up in divorce. And the third marriage, 73% end up in divorce. Why is that? Why is that? Why is it that 73% of people on their third marriage end up in divorce? Why is that? Why do we think that is? I'm going to tell you why. Well, I'm going to give you Amy's opinion on why. Let me say that. It is because every time a marriage doesn't work, you go try to fix the marriage instead of fixing the person. You go try to redeem what you didn't get in one of those marriages with the next marriage. And what happens is those are all reasons, and those are all filling each other's gap in. Those are all trying to be what the next person wasn't, and or maybe you wronged somebody in one of your relationships. So now you're going back and you're trying to do right by somebody just to prove that you can do right. So the thing is, it becomes this thing of, I want what I didn't have and I want to give what I didn't give. So again, you're still not giving yourself time. So how can you ensure that the next one that you're with is going to be the one? Well, I can't tell you that, but I can definitely give you some ways that you can ensure that your chances will be better. And before I go into that, you need to understand this too. We have this thing about, if we're with somebody, the way that it is successful is if it led to marriage. You tell somebody you're in a relationship with somebody and they go, oh, so you guys plan on getting married? That's the first question people talk about. Instead of saying, how's it going? Oh, it's exciting. We went and climbed and fished and, whatever. But a lot of times people gauge the significance or the seriousness or the success of a relationship by a marriage. And so it's unfortunate because the man feels obligated that that's his next step. The woman feels unloved if she doesn't get the next step. So instead of looking at marriage as something and just worrying about the relationship, we make marriage the focal point and then we get in the relationship. So it's kind of an interesting factor. So here's the things that I say, and you can write them down or look at them later and ask yourself these questions. You should do these things to help ensure that your next relationship, if it's a serious one or whatnot, that these are your best chances to succeed. One is to know you, the good and the bad, to truly know yourself. Like if somebody were to ask me, who I am or how I am, I'm going to tell you, here's my little dragons that I tame frequently. Here's my high notes and my low notes. And that's the thing. And even though I try to work on the things that aren't great, I do know that there's there's work and there'll always be work, but it's important that I am honest, not just with me, but with whoever it is, if the situation gets to a point where it's serious and we need to talk about serious situations. The other thing is you should be working on you and have hobbies. People aren't obligated to entertain you. You know, sometimes you get in these relationships and then this is how it goes. It goes from you guys being excited and going to the movies or meeting here, meeting there to, well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do? So then you're sitting on a couch and you're, what am I doing? And nobody wants to do anything. And then so it starts with a, well, I guess I'll just do this since you don't want to do nothing with me. Well, I just asked you what you wanted to do. You said nothing. And there you go. And there goes that whole thing, right? You should have hobbies. You should have things to entertain you. Your partner's not there to entertain you. They're there to join you. They're there to be with you. But then you should have other things in your life that satisfy you. They're not responsible for your personal happiness. You're responsible for that. The other thing is when you do come out of a relationship, hey, Gilbert, when you do come out of a relationship, come out of a relationship. This is the one. This is the one. And I can tell you by experience on this one. So that's probably why I'm going to be so passionate about this one. When you get out of a relationship, get out of relationships with an S. Don't go get in a situationship. Don't go get into overnight practice. Get out of anything and everything. Get off your social media. Stop hunting for where your emptiness is at. Stop looking for something that may make you feel better about, I don't want to feel alone. Stop doing that. When you get out of a relationship, you stop and you give yourself time. Why? Because what you know is the person that was in the relationship. And when you got out, you weren't the same. You have to go recalibrate with who you really are. And unfortunately, or fortunately, if it's positive, when you're with somebody, you take on some of that somebody. If you're with somebody that's a certain way, you take on some of those ways. When you take on somebody who has certain hobbies or maybe they like to drink every Friday night and you want a drinker every Friday night, but you started to like it because, hey, you were hanging out with your friends. Maybe you want to return back to yourself. I never was a drinker anyway. It's not something I wanted to do. So let me go return to myself. Whatever it is, when you get out of a relationship or a marriage or whatever ship, get out and stay out. Give yourself time to repair, reunite, come back together, because there's always something you should get from a relationship. I don't care how bad you think it was, you got something from that relationship. So stop thinking that it was a horrible thing and blah, 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 blah. Take what's good in it, keep it, get rid of the rest. And then just chill for a while. Don't go get in a relationship or get into something else. Just chill. Well, Amy, it wasn't really my fault that what happened with me and her. So that's why I know it's okay for me to go on and start dating again. It's not, because you forgot yourself somewhere in the process of that relationship, or you changed into part of somebody that you weren't in that relationship. You have to turn back to self. Do yourself that favor. Do yourself that favor. And hopefully you've grown from the relationship. So what you once wanted may not be what you want this time around. I know for me, I almost want to apologize to some of my exes because I'm like, the person that you dated back then, 10 years ago or whatever years ago, you should probably ask for a refund because I'm not half the woman that I am today. And honey, that's the way you should feel. As you go on and you get better in life, you shouldn't be the same person somebody dated at 22, at 44. That's not how it should be. You should have at least given yourself something to make the benefit of you greater, because you're worth it. You're worth growing and changing. You're worth it. You don't have to stay the same. And the other thing is, Let's see. Sorry, guys. I got excited. I told you that one was going to do it for me. And the other thing is make non-negotiable lists tailored to you and not what your family or friends think. So I have a list and there are things, and it's not, okay, well, I have to have this or this or that. It's not what you think. They're core value lists that I don't negotiate on. And I'll tell you why. A lot of times we'll see something we don't really like in a person, and that red flag will come and smack us in the face, and it will come and, shoot off fireworks, and we just ignore it because, well, we really don't want to be alone. And 2, well, we're just having fun. And 3, well, maybe along the way he or she will see it differently. No, here's the thing. You have to be able to filter, because it's funny because people think that, oh my God, I can't believe he tried to talk to me. Oh my God, I can't believe she tried to talk to me. Don't they know, blah, 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 blah. No, okay. It's your responsibility to decide who you let have what access to you. And you need to understand that, because there is no rule in nobody's book that says just because somebody's not brave at heart that they won't try, because honey, they will. So if you don't have some kind of a list or some kind of a core values that you stick by, that you stand by, that you say, I don't want a man or woman that does drugs. Not gonna do it. It's a no go. Hey Fred, I don't want somebody that, that travels, because I hate traveling. I'm seasick. I don't like to go in the air. That's a no go. If it's somebody who travels every weekend, we're never going to see each other. Examples, guys. These are just examples. But you really need to look at these things, because you got to have some things that are alike. You can't say, you love church and then you're dating an atheist. There's things that are going to happen that you're going to have a hard time. Let's put it that way. Be aware of these things. Maybe for you, it's, I don't want to date somebody who has kids because I don't know that I want kids. Like, be real with yourself. The first rule was what? Know thyself. Know what's true to you. Know what makes a difference with you. And 5, this is the most important. If you haven't caught anything I've said, just rewind. But here's one thing I want you to take home with you. And that is, act as if you already have them. Stop searching. And I am so serious about that. Stop searching. They're already there. Let go of the idea. Let go of the idea of, okay, well, I need to find somebody, so I'm going to put out a checklist, and then I'm going to get on 19 dating sites, and then I'm going to, no, just, you already have them. And then you have to act as if you have them. How does somebody act if they already have them? You're not going to probably be doing some of the things that you're doing. Be responsible for the relationship you're desiring and the acts that you have and do today. If you think you're going to change overnight from all you've been doing for the last 2 years, being single, dancing on tables or whatever, no, I'm just kidding, but whatever it is that you've been doing, and then think a great woman is going to come into your life tomorrow when she asks you what you do in your spare time, and you go, I dance on tables because I'm single. But I knew once I got into a relationship, I was going to become responsible. If it's really a relationship you seek, act as if you already have it. Keep the characteristics that go along with it. And I guarantee you that you'll have your frequency and your energy open to receive that person that you are really, truly seeking. Stop accepting just anything. Hi, Barbara. Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you're here with this message. And so that's the other thing, Barbara, what to me is, and this is an opinion too, I hope to not offend anybody in this, but an ex is an ex. I just read this post before I came on here, and it said, what would you do if this was you in the situation? And it talks about a phone call that comes through a husband's phone. The wife gets it because it won't stop, and it's his ex-girlfriend saying it's really important. Can you just wake him up? Can you just wake him up? You guys, one of my core things is that unless you have children with somebody and you have to really be involved in that person's life for certain things, there is no reason that they should have access to you. And I'm going to tell you why. When you do receive this new woman, she deserves the most fair shot at a new life with you that is not leaked on by your past. And I mean that. I'm not saying that your ex is bad and that you guys shouldn't be friends, but anybody that is actually a female or a male friend and you say, hey, I'm in a fresh relationship and right now I really want to focus on it. And so can you just, I'm sure you can understand, I just need this time with just me and her. So you shouldn't be figuring out problems for your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend or whatever. That's my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you that there's a lot of pain that comes with, and you will never completely get through your past and go forward if you're still lingering and keeping on things that don't belong there. Cut the ties. Cut the ties. You have to remember that some people come into your life for what? A season, a reason, or a lifetime. And that's it. Some people are there to teach you a lesson. Some people are there to teach you about yourself. And some people, are there to just come through your life and show you that there's greatness. Because I've had a perfect situation where there was no arguments with me and this person, and it was great. It was a phenomenal time, and nothing came of it. We didn't go get married or whatever everybody wanted or whatever, but more than anything, it taught me that you don't always have to keep everything just to have beautiful moments in your life. That it's okay just to keep beautiful moments and cherish things and to, experience walks in the park and maybe never do it again, So just know that, just be. Don't always expect that outcome. So, and if you're looking for the relationship, act like you already having it. And complaining only attracts complaining. Lonely only attracts lonely. Drama only attracts drama. Don't tell somebody new in your life the sad story about your past. Nobody really cares. Even though some people may tell you, oh, so what happened with you and your ex? If they do ask that, say this. It just wasn't where I was supposed to be right now. And so, it's good. They're great people. I'm great people. That's it. Don't bring that storyline back. Don't relive the drama. Don't bleed in front of who's new sitting in front of you. Let that go. All right. So, and last but not least, I do want to say this is that if you already have a mate or you have somebody who is in a relationship or marriage or whatever, I also want to give you things that I found that are very beneficial. And one is treat every day brand new. Treat them as if they're your husband for day one. They're your mate for day one. They're your girlfriend or boyfriend for day one. It's a brand new day. It's day one all over again. Well, how could I do that, Amy? I've been with them 30 years. Every day is a new day. Every day. Say hi with a pitch. Don't answer the phone like, hey, yeah, I'm here. All right. Okay. No. Hey, how are you? You remember what it was like when you called that person the first time and like, their voice did something to you and you smiled and you felt their smile through the phone. Go back and do that. You can do that every day. If you forget today, fine, do it tomorrow. If you forget to, just do it. The other thing is argue fair and argue fun. I mean that. So many times when we argue, we bring up the past, we bring up situations. Argue fair and argue fun. I know couples that have these little colored flags, and whenever somebody brings up the past, they get to throw it and they lose their turn to argue. I mean, you guys, if you really want to make it work and you know that it's meant to work, dadgummit, make it work. Listen, that's the other thing. I've done a video on listening. Very, very, very crucial. Stop assuming what the other person is going to say. Listen to them in their words, in every word. Stop pretending you already know and stop regulating your response because you're not listening. At that point, you're thinking about you and not listening to them. The other thing is have self. In any relationship, situationship, marriageship, whatever ship, you got to have yourself too. You have to know who you are and what you like to do. The other one is don't stay in something for any reason other than a choice. The saddest song to me is when somebody comes to me and says, well, I have to stay in this because of this or that. You're not even in it anymore if you feel forced to stay in it. The shadow of you is in it and you're somewhere else. So only be in something by choice. The other one is never stop creating memories and newness because newness helps relationships, especially ones that have been together for a long time. That newness keeps things going. So even if your mate says, I don't really want to do that. Nobody wants to do something brand new because they're not good at it. But the innocence of learning really brings people together because it's inspiring to learn. It feels good to learn. Even if it's something small like, playing darts for the first time or whatever it is. The other one is support each other's endeavors in a positive way. When somebody asks you what your spouse does, and let's just say your spouse is a puppet master, and you're not proud of that because you think it's just stupid and childish and whatever reasons that you have, don't treat it that way. I encourage you to say, you know what? My husband is the most awesome puppet master I have ever seen. He'll have you laughing, that's for sure. Even if that's the only positive line you can find in the situation, support them. Support them because there's nothing more hurtful than trying to follow your dreams and something you're really passionate about and then your partner looking at you like you're stupid or guilty or or like, wow, you could be doing this and you're playing with puppets. Or this is an extreme situation, but I'm just saying, they want to feel that they're respected and that their specialness, their thing, their dream that they're going after is something that you feel proud of them doing as well. So just don't down them. Don't just be a good support to them. The other one is make your business your business. You shouldn't be telling people, this is the thing. A lot of times women will be telling other men about what their husband does not do. That's a very toxic thing to do. Your relationship should be between you and your partner. I can see if it's something good and you want to brag on that partner and be like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. They bowled a 300 this time or whatever the situation is. But as far as bleeding your problem onto strangers, don't do that. That's a very toxic situation. Don't do that. And the other one is love all the way, all gas, no brakes. If you're with somebody and you know that this is your somebody and, love them all the way. Don't be afraid to love them. Love them because you don't really get to experience love unless you're truly all the way in it. And the only way you can be all the way in it is if you're doing it fearlessly. And that's how you get the true. That's why they say you got to be crazy to love, or insane to love, or out of your mind, or something to love. And that's because one of the scariest things you'll ever do is trust a person all the way. And that's because that means you're open, you're vulnerable, and who knows, right? You guys are awesome. I hope that helped somebody. It was an inbox request, and so I hope that helped somebody. That was my opinion on the matter. God bless you, and I hope that you have had a fabulous evening. And that's it. Make sure you tell yourself at least 2 times a day. At least 2 times a day. I can. I will. And I am so worth it. God bless you guys. I have a lot coming. Thank you for your consistency. I will continue to be here, and I will definitely invite you into these endeavors that I'm a part of. So stay tuned, because I want you to be following me in these events. And God bless you. And 2021 is already starting to show out beautifully in the right way. So God bless you, and have a nice night.